This movie is nasty. Look it, I know the trailer is weak sauce, but don't let that fool you. This is fantastic. So The Monkey, directed by Osgood Perkins, stars Theo James. I just got out of an early access Dolby Cinema screening. Let's talk about it. Thank God for the early access screening. I'm pretty sure they did this because Captain America comes out tomorrow, and Captain America is going to take up all the good screens. This should be seen on a big screen because the carnage was just disrespectful in the best way possible. So this is about a man named Hal and this toy monkey. Now the problem with this monkey is that every time it beats its little drums, people just stop living in the most random ways, like humanly impossible ways. Now, I came into this with expectations because it's directed by Osgood Perkins, who is the son of Anthony Perkins, who is Norman Bates in Psycho. Now, Osgood Perkins directed Longlegs, which came out last summer, and that was such a different kind of horror movie. I loved it. Loved Nicolas Cage in that movie. But the style is so specific and so intentional. The detail, the camera work, very intentional, very specific detail. And then it's based on a Stephen King short story, which has a vibe all on its own. So I read the short story in preparation for this movie. That was unnecessary. This is the most unique Stephen King adaptation I've ever seen. Usually they stay true to form and they keep to that Stephen King aura that he creates. This sinister, almost demure, low feeling that comes out of his novels and his short stories. This sense of this ominous feeling that he creates. This really just kind of flipped this on its head and took this very creepy, suspenseful story and turned it into a dark comedy. This was hilarious. The weak point here is the story. It's a little thin, whatever. But there's something very theatrical about just the style of this movie, which caught me off guard. Because again, I had expectations based on this particular director and his style. He completely abandoned his style. It's almost like he said, I'm not going to be restricted by a certain form. Like, he loves this genre, clearly, but he said, I want to explore every avenue that this genre has to offer. So the style here is very theatrical, but from the costuming, the acting, the writing, it's very over the top and has a slapstickness to it. It's almost campy. You can't take it too seriously, but it's very serious. It's kind of like he knew we got a story about a toy monkey that unalives people. We've got to figure out a way to make that work and make it entertaining. And he did it. I came to the dine-in theater because it's closer to my church. I got my chicken tenders, fries, and my large Sprite. I'm like, yay, it's, night out at the movies. We're 5 minutes in, and I pushed my chicken tenders away, and I did not touch them for the rest of the movie. I'm no stranger to seeing people's guts just fall out in movies. Not like that. They said that one man got stampeded by wild horses while he was in a sleeping bag, and then they opened the sleeping bag. I gagged. Just a lot of damage to the frontal area of people's bodies. I could watch that again. I won't eat nothing though. Now, aside from my expectations about the style of the movie and the vibe of the movie, if you will, between Osgood Perkins and Stephen King, based on the trailer, I thought, okay, this is going to be another dumb February movie. I figured, hey, this is going to be another one that's, I'm just here for the plot. The plot, ladies and gentlemen, because of course I'll watch this man do whatever for an hour and a half. I don't know if I've ever seen him like this. He was so good. He's so good in this. Just effortlessly funny. And I'm not just saying that because, he's him, but he was him. Times two, because he plays a dual role, twins, Hal and Bill. There are a lot of little lessons to be learned in this film, but what I picked up on immediately is this conversation about control. Because what is the monkey? He is a symbol of death. He's a symbol of fate. And this lesson that both Bill and Hal have to learn throughout their life is that some things are just out of your control. We start the movie in 1999 when the boys are, preteens, and there's a shirt that one of the twins wears. It's like this flame shirt. And I knew a guy in high school who had the exact same shirt. I kid you not, but that's not the point. We meet the boys in 1999. They're living with their mother. Their father has disappeared. We kind of meet their father at the very beginning of the movie, but that's neither here nor there either. But they're living with their mother. They happen upon this toy monkey, and they're learning very quickly that, things happen accidents happen, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. There's no controlling it. And that's kind of what this monkey represents, is the fairness and unfairness of life and death. Bill thinks he can control death, and Hal thinks he can run from it. Some life lessons you learn at the kitchen table. Other life lessons you learn in the middle of a movie massacre. Either way, take notes. But nah, that was solid. That was so much fun. I loved that.